Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we are starting our second chapter of civics, which is understanding secularism. So, children, what is secularism? In the previous chapter, children, we have discussed the key features of constitution. Fine. So there are some key features of the constitution, and in that topic you have discussed secularism also. So if I will just remind you that secularism was something related to your religion, so please remind it. Now if we will start the chapter, see, if you are a Hindu or a Muslim children and you are living in any abroad country, and there you are in minority, means you are not in large number, you are in small number. So is it possible, how would you feel if they are discriminating with you? Fine, if you are not getting a house on rent in that country, just as Ansaris in class 7, they were not getting a house on rent as they were Muslims. Fine. So if the same happens with you children, how you're going to feel? Fine. Obviously, we are going to feel very bad. Fine. We are going to feel resentful. We'll be thinking that whenever we are going to get the opportunity, we are also going to do the same discrimination with them. And children, sometimes you think that we should go and complain against the discrimination. And what if the government also says you that you can leave this country? Fine. So what will happen? Or you can be retaliation. Fine, you can retaliate. You should be, working against it. You should feel angry. Fine, you can practice violence, or you can follow a legal way so that justice could be given to all. So this is what we are going to study in this chapter. So children, see, the history is giving us so many examples, like of examples of discrimination. Fine, like if you talk about Hitler's reign in Germany, so at that time many Jews people were persecuted, they were killed, several million of them were killed. Now, when Israel became a Jewish state, now they are doing the same with the Muslim and Christian minorities there. They are also treating them very badly. So, is it a good example? No, not at all. Now, if you talk about the second example, fine, which is about Israel, sorry, which is about Saudi Arabia. So, there, as the majorities of Muslims, so they are not allowing any one of the minority to build their temple, to build their church. Even the people cannot gather at a public place for the prayers. Fine. So Israel Jews are more, so they are dominating the people which are in minority, which is Muslim and Christians. And in Saudi Arabia, Muslims are in majority, so they are, dominating the minority groups. Fine. Now, with the above examples, children, what do you know about it? Like members of one community, they are killing or discriminating the members of other community. So these acts of discrimination, they may take place when one religion is given official recognition by the state at the expense of other religions. So what is happening in the above examples? The state is giving, the country is giving preference to one religion only and is ignoring the other religions. So what do you think, children? It should happen? And if you talk about your own country, what do you think? Is it happening in your country? So the answer is no. Why? Because your country is a secular country. So, what is secularism, children? Secularism is that the Indian constitution allows individuals to live, the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices as they interpret these. Fine. So, the idea of religious freedom, fine, is adopted by India. So India has adopted the strategy of separating the power of religion and the power of state. They have separated both. There is a separation. The state, the country is not going to interfere in the religious matter. The religion is not going to interfere in the state matters. The country is not preferring or not officially follows a particular religion. All are equal. This is what secularism is. Secularism refers to this separation of religion from the state. The country, the state is not at all fond of any one particular religion. Fine, children. Now, the next topic is what is it, why is it important to separate religion from the state? What is the requirement, children? So, first important aspect of secularism is separation of religion from the state power. Why? If you call your country a democratic country, in order to function democratically, you have to do this. Fine. A democratic country is one where people are at the top. So if the country is going to have a particular religion, is going to follow a particular religion, it can happen that the majority group is going to dominate the minority group. Fine, it can be there. So in order to remove that problem, the adoption of secularism is very much important. The state should separate the religion from its own matters. Fine. So there can be, if they are not doing this, it is the violation of fundamental rights. So that is also whose work is it to safeguard our fundamental rights? It's the work of government only, the country only. So in order to protect our fundamental right, and our fundamental right has a particular right which is name is right to freedom of religion, which says that we can adopt any religion. Fine. So in order to safeguard our fundamental right, separation of religion from the state is very important. The other reason is, children, because we also need to protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion, embrace another religion, and have freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. Now, in the democratic societies, children, everybody has the freedom. You can, in whatever family you are born, you can follow that religion. And if you are inspired by any other religion, you can follow that religion. No one can stop you from that. Fine. And children, you can embrace another religion, you can follow it, you can interpret the holy books in whatever ways you want, but that should be in a positive way, not a negative way. So you can interpret the teachings in your own way. So if you talk about untouchability, it was not an interpretation of a holy book. Fine. No holy book says all these things. It is we people who are interpreting it in our own way. So we cannot interpret anything in a negative way. Fine. In a positive way, if you can say, then it's fine. Fine. So now in Hinduism there was a practice of untouchability which was going on. So here the state were in the hands of those Hindus who used to support. If the state is in the hand of people who are following Hinduism, so it can happen that untouchability is going to prevail a lot. So that's the reason why this separate religion and state is there. The members who are going to control the state power, they might say that only one interpretation of Hinduism, and why do not have the freedom to interpret this differently? Fine. So we can interpret in our own way, but that should be in a positive way. Fine. It should not harm anyone. What is Indian secularism, children? Fine, the constitution says it is very, very important for the Indian state to be secular. According to the constitution, what does the constitution say? What is the objective of a secular state? That one religious community is not going to dominate another one. Some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community, that the state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. Fine, it is not preferring and it is not even forcing anyone. Now, first thing to prevent the above domination, the first thing is using the same thing, distancing it from religion in order to in order to enforce the above objectives. The state is adopting a strategy that it is distancing it from the religion matters. Fine. So Indian state is not ruled by any religion group and it is not supporting any religion group. Fine. So you will find that all the government places, wherever you go, you will never find a particular picture or a photo which is promoting a particular religion. You will never find it. Fine. So the here is the storyboard, the story, which is like in a government school, the children want to celebrate a particular festival and they wanted permission from their teacher. So the teacher says no, say straight away, because they say we are a government school and we cannot prefer any one religion. Fine, we all are equal for us, that's why we give you holidays so that you can enjoy your festival at home. Fine, your religious festival at home. So it is said that the government school cannot celebrate it, any government place. Private schools, they are adopting it or they are doing some particular prayer, it's their wish. But government schools are not going to do that. Now the second way we will talk in the next module. Thank you and have a nice day.